Hey, hey, and we are here. What's up, Instagram? My first time live on Instagram. So y'all just roll with us today. We're getting into the details and we are here. So hang on in there. We're going to go to my Facebook family. What's up, everybody? Get up. Hey, all right, y'all know how we're going to do this thing. Hey, hey, hey. Good day to you. Get up, get out, and move that body. Say what? Get up, get out, and move that body. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am DeAndrea Washington. I am your fitness inspiration. And we are here with you this morning. We're going to talk about traveling because guess what? It is the traveling season. Well, it's the traveling season for all the time for a lot of people. So, but I am going to give you some tips and pointers how to continue to, make healthy decisions, healthy choices while you're traveling. So we are here. Are you all ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Yes. Here are my diamonds, and we're going to get into the details. Let's go. Now, when you come into the slide, we're going to share this with your friends. Hit the like button, throw up some hearts and all that good stuff. And let's get into the details. What's up, my Instagram crew? What's up? Hey, hey. Click a wave, tell me hello. Say what's up, D. Let's go. And I hope today that I can give you some good information that's going to help you with your health and fitness journey. Just come on with us and my Facebook crew here. I'm going to slide y'all in a little closer. Can y'all see me good? Can you see me? Can you see me good on there? We good?
We can see you, girl. We got
all right. Let me get my girl going over here.
All right. I got 2 waves on Instagram.
All right. What's up, Instagram?
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me read. All right. We're doing some housework. Y'all give us okay. There we go. So you have to refresh your page. And it should be right there. There you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Now, we got a little housework. Hey, everybody. Okay, let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about here. And y'all come on in. Let's go get it. I got to put my glasses on so I can see what's going on. Good morning, everybody. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. And these are my diamonds. I am excited because I get to share information with people and and inspire people. So I'm always just excited to do that, and I'm excited to have these beautiful ladies here with me today. My diamonds, we're shining bright today. And while I'm getting everything situated, we're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to get right into the topic. Okay, I am DeAndrea Washington. And I have been in health and fitness for 25 years. Well, this year will be 25. And I have, I've trained people. I have trained, people of all ages. And, I have enjoyed it thoroughly throughout my career. I also now have another career as well in, health and wellness and insurance. So I do that as well. So I take care of people on both sides. And I really love what I do. I enjoy what I do. I competed for over 10 years. And so I learned so much through competing. Consistency and discipline. Discipline being at the top of the list. And so I,
wanted to be able to share a lot of my experiences with people and just bring you the real, the truth, reality per se. And so that is one reason why I wanted to create all my platforms, because I just really want to inspire people and know that, be joyful and enjoy taking care of you. And so that's just a little bit about me. And now I'm going to let my diamonds introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right into this wonderful topic. Let's go.
Gorgeous day for summer travel. Good morning. I'm Kirsten Benden, and Dee has been my fitness inspiration and trainer for 5 years now. And we've been through a lot together, all kinds of ups and downs. And she's absolutely right. Consistency is the key. And I'm really glad to be with y'all today.
All right.
Hi, and I'm Jalen Alston Leonard, and I have trained with this sister here for 5 years, maybe 6. And actually, we love it, and we are a crew.
Yes,
We are warriors.
Yes, we are.
We are warriors.
Yeah. And I'm Griselda, Dr. G, and I've been with Dee for about 5 years now, and I will say it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. She's going to have to move to the moon to get rid of me. This will be a part of my life until, somebody call me to the other side.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
right.
I'm serious.
That's how I
I'm
feel.
serious.
Like, I love working with people. Even though I don't do it, full time, anymore, this is just me. This is what I do. It's a passion. It's gonna always be a part of me. That's just what it is. Whether I train somebody, in person or online or whatever the case may be, it's always gonna be a part of me. And this morning, let's go. Let's get it going. The topic today. Now, I hope you all saw the post that I put out. I think I put it out yesterday evening. Now, my Facebook people, hello. You all send those hearts up for me, like, comments. I can't really see your comments now, so sometimes they'll slow up or they won't show up until I get off the live. But if I miss a comment, I'll make sure I'll go back and respond to your comment. Same thing with my Instagram family. Hey, Instagram, I'm live over here on Instagram. My first time live on Instagram. So, hey, everybody, I always post there. But I wanted to, present myself live so you know who they're looking at every day with these workout reels, right? So we are here, and hello, everyone.
Kevin, sending you hearts.
Hey, all right. Now, here we go. When you travel, do your healthy habits come with you? Or do they stay at home?
Well now.
Do you leave them at the house? Or do you take them with you? All right, let's get into the details. All right. So I'm going to go through some, different points, different tips that kind of help you out, and then we're going to each share with you a little bit. I have questions that I'm posing to my diamonds, and they're going to answer those questions, and then we're going to flow through. If you have any questions, you have any tips that you want to share about your journey, and I'll give you questions too, follow along. All right. So what we want to do when we travel, we want to focus on consistency, not perfection. We want to make sure we schedule workouts into our day. And so we're going to start off with our top 5 tips to stay on track with our fitness goals. Are we ready?
All right.
We want to aim for consistency, not perfection, right? Because when you're traveling, vacation, whether it's work travel or whether it's fun, because work there's a little pleasure in that as well. So we want to aim for consistency, not perfection. You don't want to put too much, pressure on yourself, okay? So, of course, travel usually disrupts your normal routine, of course. So we're going to focus on keeping the habits alive that you have. rather than following your exact, home workout plan, of course. Even if you take like a short walk, you do something in your hotel room, you have a stretch session, to just maintain your momentum, This is what we call a do something mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just need to do something. So, it's, we want to call it travel fitness.
Like
Love
that.
it, okay?
I like it,
Number
yes.
2, I'm going through these
I like
pretty
it.
quick, but we're going to come back to them, okay? We want to schedule movement into your day. Because why? We always want to make sure we would plan, because if we don't plan, well, we fail, right? So we want to always make sure we plan, because if you don't plan it in there, you're not going to get it done, and you're not going to be, when you come back home, you're going to feel a little bit different, and you might look a little different. Right?
Yeah.
So we don't want
And if you're tired.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because some most, you put time in, you work hard, and you don't want to, ruin that within a week or a couple of days, right? So we want to make sure we have a scheduled movement into your day. Pick a realistic time, whether it's early morning before your meetings, right, Kirsten?
Yep.
After your sightseeing, or a treat like an appointment. You know what I'm saying? You want to treat it like an appointment, just like you would if you were going to a trainer, right? Treat that like an appointment. Planning ahead, it just makes it much more easier that you're going to follow through and get it going, especially if you have a busy day ahead. Okay. Number 3, we're flowing through, okay?
And if you're going to sit a lot.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely, especially if you're going to sit a lot. In business meetings, especially if it's a business venture, or especially if it's somewhere you're going to a convention or something like that, right? And we're going to move on to the third one. You don't need, if you can't make it to a gym, say your hotel doesn't have a gym, most hotels have gyms. But if you can't make it to a gym, have can you grab those bands over there?
Yes,
I'm going to give you an example. You can have, these are what they call booty bands. You can have your stretch bands with. This is easy to use when you travel, right? Because it goes in your bag, right? And it takes up no space. These are good resistance bands that you can use, while you're working out. Of course, that's just one example, right? That it doesn't take up a lot of space, and you can keep that with you. Just simple, no equipment type of thing. Body weight exercises, squats, lunges, push-ups, planks, brisk walking, brisk. That, and I wanted to put that in there to make sure, when you walking, you walking like my walking videos, getting it, right? So I want to make sure, it's a good walk, but still you can get a good calorie burn. And of course, you can just, release, from the day, and just kind of think and mentally relax, I would say. Okay? Those things are great, especially if you don't have a gym, like I say. The items that I just showed you, they take up little space, and so they're easy to carry along with you. And these type of exercises, are just as effective as, if you're in a gym and you're lifting the dumbbells, and you're lifting the weights. It's just something to do, maintaining that strength and keeping your activity levels going, right? You want to keep that going. And number 4, build extra movement into your travel. All right, and when I say that, that means say if you're going to dinner and the place is not far, you can walk to dinner. Because you walk there, of course you gotta walk back, right? That was good for me when I'm gonna come back to this story, but that was good for me when I went to Vegas. It was a lot of walking, and Vegas is food everywhere, right? So it's like when you go to dinner, it's good to just you could just walk to dinner, and you have so much to see going there, so you sightseeing at the same time and walk back, and so you can utilize some of that, metabolize that food, right? That's it, yes. And make sure I don't miss anything here. these are just small decisions that will increase your activity level without having like needing a formal workout plan, right? These are just little things that you can add into, you know, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or, you know, walking up the escalator. Escalators, they scare me. So, but you know, those little tips like that, of course. And number 5, we want to prioritize, which is so important, recovery, sleep, hydration. And then when you eat balanced meals, you know, we don't want to, sometimes we vacation, we be like, okay, I'm on vacation, I'll do whatever, then when you get back home, you regret it, right? So just have a plan. Try to balance your meals out, you know, as much as you can. I would say, you know, like I said, we're not shooting for perfection here. We just kind of shoot to make things, you know, work, so we won't get back and regret, like, the vacation, right? We look in the mirror and be like, oh, Lord, what did I do? All right, so travel stress, long sitting periods, right? What you just said?
Time changes.
Time zone
I
changes.
got the tip for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
do.
I'll take it.
Time zone changes,
Yeah.
so that will mess you up, can make you feel off before you even exercise.
Yeah.
So stay hydrated, aiming for a decent amount of sleep, and choosing balanced meals most of the time. It can help you feel so much better, and it can make your exercise a bit more easy. Okay? So we're gonna get, those are just, I kind of just went through that, but we're gonna bring all that back into play so you can kind of know where we're going here. It will ad-lib some stuff. And we all know, like, we all love to go, right? And we don't want to be so restrictive when we do go, you know? But I always say, you put that work in. You put that work in. Don't let it go when you go, okay? So take on what you've learned, you know, whether it's from your coach, trainer, you know, or what you've been doing. Try to stay on, you know, you created great habits, so you know what to do going forward, you know. And so this is going to help us through this travel season, because now I would say the travel season kind of started because all the holidays getting ready to come up. You got the 4th of July, you got people, you know, the kids are out of school, you have Labor Day, you have, you know, this is how fast it moves, right? You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that stuff. So we're going to hit all this in a nutshell, but I always come back during our fall and winter holidays with messages like this as well. All right? Another thing before we get into the questions, be mindful of what you're eating, you know, because sometimes, you know, when you're on vacation, you're just kind of picking up stuff on the go, and we're going to talk about that as well. Be mindful of what you're eating, and limit, y'all come a little closer. Limit your alcohol, okay? Yeah. So the drinks, you know, because when you're on vacation, you tend to, you know, have some drinks and things. And you know that the alcohol sometimes can kind of, I would say, distort how much food you have on the plate.
Or how hungry you get.
Right, exactly. So your judgment is not always the greatest, okay? All right, and then of course there's the empty calories and all our sugars and those drinks and everything like that. So we're going to kind of just minimize that. I didn't say take it all the way out there, because, you know, you're still on vacation. But minimize that, of course. All right? And last but not least, on that level, buffets. Okay, so when you travel, I know one place is big on buffets is the cruises and Vegas. You know, you come into contact with a lot of buffets.
Yeah.
You know, I would say try to stay away from buffets, but it's sometimes hard to on cruise ships, of course.
Okay.
But I would just say, like, if you're doing a buffet right, I would say start with fruit first, or a salad first, like if it's lunch or dinner, and then fruit if it's breakfast. I would say start light, and that when you start with something like that with a lot of fiber in there, you would tend to not eat too much, I would say. And then when you make your plate, Make your plate like you would, similar to how you would at home.
Yeah.
Okay? And then that way your eyes won't be bigger than your tummy. Because I would say your eyes will be bigger than your stomach when you do that. You're like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. So, or you can just get a little bit of the things that you like, right? And not overdo it. Because guess what? That food is going to be there all day long. You can come back later on, a couple hours later, and get some more, right? Stay hydrated. Like I said, stay hydrated. You know, make sure you drink your water, because when you're traveling, especially like in a plane, the air is dry, so you can get dehydrated, right? And then especially if you're going to like any beaches or islands or anything like that, it's hot. And so you want to make sure your body stay hydrated, get enough water, because a lot of times you might be hungry because you're dehydrated, okay? And then you tend to overeat. All right, let's get into it. So I posed questions.
Will you start with Ms.
And
Lynn?
I'm going to start with Ms. Lynn. Yes, absolutely. And so Ms. Lynn has, I asked my diamonds to bring something with them from a trip that they've taken. And also I pose a question to them. All right? So Ms. Lynn, your question is, go get it, girl. You got the floor.
What was my question?
See, this is what we call unprepared.
No, we know better.
Okay,
We
you
know
want me to
better.
say it
I
first?
thought you were going to read
I
us
sure
the
will.
question. Yes,
Thank you.
That means she ain't prepared. Okay,
No,
so
that means
anyway, what's one healthy habit you're committed to on your next trip?
Oh, well, I would say continuing the healthy habits I already have. But the biggest tip I want to offer, especially doing long haul travel, is not about what happens when I get there, but how to be prepared and comfortable in going. One of the big things that I had to learn is that I just took a long, wonderful trip, and I'll show you what I brought back. But I just returned from Thailand. But the trip itself was 28 hours. How do you deal with that on a plane?
Yeah.
One of the things you do, wear those compression socks.
Yeah.
I got the ones that were cute so I could still be fly, like y'all know I like to do, okay?
Yes.
But get up. I mean, I got up and walked. I found a corner in the plane where I wasn't the only one that discovered space where I could stretch, I could squat. And then I did lunges up and down the aisles, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. Go, Miss
I
Lynn.
lunged my way up and down
Go.
the aisle. And part of that is because I'd already experienced a trip where I swelled up and it didn't go away. But that's one of the big tips, is being prepared to go so that when you get where you're going,
Right.
you can enjoy the visit.
Yeah.
The other tip or healthy habit that I'm going to always do is find where I can work out. Find where I can plan to run, you know, and mostly be aware of my surroundings so that I'm comfortable doing whatever I want to do. I went to Aruba with a friend, and I got her going running in the morning. And she's like, where are you going? I will say, have friends and people that you travel with that will appreciate, honor, and respect
Yes.
your workout and health routine. That's it.
Okay, and what did you bring?
I have two things. Well, actually, I have three. One of which I'm wearing on my leg.
Oh.
That I came back
Can y'all see that
with
picture?
a tattoo from Thailand. I collect elephants, so I included in my trip something that pertained to a belief, a feeling, a love that I have. Always do something that feeds your spirit
Yes.
when you
Yes.
travel.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be church. It doesn't have to be, but it should be soulful.
Yes.
So I brought back an elephant here, an elephant there, and that was Thailand. And when I have been to Africa, I always bring back cultural pieces that represent a part of my flavor.
Beautiful.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
Great advice.
Thank you.
What's one healthy habit you never skip, no matter where you are?
Drinking a ton of water
Yes.
is my healthy habit. I never skip. And thank you for asking.
Mhm.
And the other healthy habit, I try to bring like little snacks like, you know, the 100-calorie almond things like in my bag, because chances are planes are delayed and you're going to sit there and the
Yes,
temptation
yes,
of all this food around you and
Yes.
all the smells around you. Like I just go in my bag and I get my little almonds and I try. Now I'm not perfect like you said, but I try at least what I can control.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely.
And so don't leave home without your snacks.
Yes.
That is my advice
Yeah.
to you. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here's what I brought. I think it's so beautiful because I collect teapots and you collect elephants. So I bring back teapots from other places. This one is from Chile. I used to go to Latin America for work a lot, and I would try to do something for myself to feed your soul while we were on this trip. I would be gone 3.5 weeks. And so the first weekend of that trip, I would go to the local attractions. And this one is from Isla Negra, which is an island in Chile where the poet and Nobel laureate Pablo Neruda
Yes.
built a house. And it was so touching to me and so profound. One, the island is beautiful, but he was a politician too, and he wrote poems, and he is just one of these Renaissance men, and he really inspired me. And it was so beautiful that I got to go there.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love it. I love it. Are you ready, Dr. G?
Sure.
All right. And my question, I know I'm gonna have to read it.
Go for
Somebody
it.
didn't do their homework. Okay.
I did have homework.
Don't believe her.
You're not being a good teacher today. You're supposed to repeat the question.
Okay, I know I'm supposed to repeat the question. Here we go. On Jeopardy, here we go.
Gotta answer that question.
This is your $500 question. Okay. Do you try to stay active on vacation? Or do you take a complete break from your workouts? Now, I need you to think about this before you answer this question. Don't tell me those numbers.
I don't lie.
Okay, all right.
Actually, I don't make it a goal because it always depends on what kind of trip it is. Now, if I'm going 2 weeks, then I'm definitely going to set up some sessions with Dee. Like so, when I go to visit my parents during the winter holidays, I may be there 2 to 3 weeks. I take off that first week, and then that second week, you know, I'll do some virtual sessions with Dee. You know, so we'll set up some virtual. So if I'm gone a long time, my other trips, it just depends. Where you travel really has a lot to do with the experience and what you can and can't do and what you can and cannot set up. So I try not to put myself in a position where I disappoint myself. You know, I don't want to disappoint myself. So I know some trips I may be able to go to the gym. And then I know some trips it'll be unpredictable. You know, I'm an academic, so some of them are research trips. And you really don't always know what you're going to be doing when, what's going to be open when, and you're trying to meet people and talk to them, so you don't know. So in all honesty, it depends on the trip because I don't like to disappoint myself. But you know, I do things like I pack snacks. Like that's always sort of a priority for me when I travel. Is like so I'm always buying things that I can take with me, my nuts and things like that. As soon as I get to a place, I go buy my water. You know, that's always on the list is to go buy, make sure I have enough water, you know, in the room, and I will take walks at the end of the day. Like that is like, yeah, I can always walk. So as soon, you know, any opportunity to do walking, whether it's brisk walking or, you know, just a long walk, because a long walk will get you too. You know, a long walk will get you, you know, and it's also a way to chat with people. So, you know, it's easy to get away from the hotel and be like, oh, let's take a walk. So I do look for opportunities. I only eat badly if it's good bad food. I don't waste my time that's why I take my snacks. Right. So, you know, you can't go to New Orleans and I haven't been yet. You can't go to New Orleans, you know, I believe in enjoying the food. I'm not a big, the culture. I'm not a big meat eater, but if I went to Brazil and the beef in Brazil is like, and I don't ever eat beef. Right. When I'm here. That's something I have almost absolutely no craving for, and I don't cook it. But if I went there and that's what's good there, and they did not lie. Mm-hmm. They do not lie when they say that. Like it was best. So, you know, and it works with your body, unlike when you eat beef here. If you know what I mean. You know, true. So yeah, I don't like to lie to myself. I don't like to fool myself, and I don't like to disappoint myself. You know, but I do try to always pack a pair of tights and a pair of sneakers. I do that every trip, so just in case. Right. You know.
Awesome. So what did you bring?
Okay. So I have two things. So like Miss Lynn, the one place I love traveling to is the continent to Africa. So this is an old trip. I was traveling a lot under USAID grant. I was invited to be a part of. And so this was a wonderful piece. I met some young guys, and they let me go back into the back where all the good stuff was, and I came home. And so it's a comb, it's a pick, it's an old pick. Wow. So this is one of my favorites. So this I've had for a long time. Yes. And so then I was in Jamaica, work trip, but we got play in, and I did started buying jewelry when I go, spending more money on jewelry than I usually do. But this was not an expensive piece. It was a cheap piece, and it just stood out to me. And I had bought a really cool yellow top. You know, I had this one and another one. And so it fits right into our first summer session. And I just liked it. I don't really buy yellow. And so this is not like anything super special. I bought it on the beach. It looks so good. Yeah, and I bought that. You know, I like to sometimes buy things that I'll interact with on a regular basis, because I have so many pieces that I put on the wall or whatever, and so I started buying pieces so that, you know, daily I can just remember a good experience.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great rest.
I gotta go to my other job.
Okay.
All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Be safe. Okay. All right. That's pretty. I love that necklace. Mm-hmm. So now it's my turn. So I love to, I guess my questions would be, let me get a question. What question can I do? I'm going to answer this one because I know everybody wants to know this. Do you pack healthy snacks, or do you buy food on the go? So I would say, of course, I always kind of have my snacks with me. Mm-hmm. Because I don't like to go hours without eating anything, and sometimes it's hard to really find things that I like to eat because I'm kind of picky. So I do pretty much like the same thing all the time as far as the things I eat, because especially when I travel, I don't want to do anything different and that does not agree with me. So I pretty much I do take my snacks with me, whether it be mixed nuts. Protein bar, of course, and sometimes it's kind of hard to travel with apples, fruit like that. Mm-hmm. But when I get somewhere, of course, I will get like fresh fruit. But those are the things that I kind of have, of course, mixed nuts and protein bar, of course, because that'll last, and I don't have to necessarily keep it cold. Okay.
and I could just put it in my purse or bag. Depends on, you know, where I'm going.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And so that was my question for me, like my healthy snack. And do I buy stuff? If it depends. Like when I go home, like it's a country town, so it's not much, you know, healthy stuff to really choose from. So if we do go out and get something to eat, normally I bring my food with me. But if we do go somewhere, I go to Chick-fil-A because I can get a nice salad, like a grilled chicken breast salad.
Yes.
And that's my go-to if I gotta go and get something, because I'm not a fast food type of person. I'm not that type of person because I cook all the time, right? So, but if I had to go and get food when I'm traveling, that would be one of my spots. You know, if they don't have like a tropical smoothie or a smoothie cafe or something like that, that would be one of my spots. So that's a good idea too when you travel as well. And so when I would say one of my favorite places that I've been to was Turks and Caicos.
Ooh.
Yeah, you've talked about that.
Ooh.
And we went kayaking. And I got this, what we call it a conch shell. Yes. And I have kept it for years now, and it's still in like great condition. Let's see if you guys can see. Can y'all see that? Yeah. Yeah. So this is like my favorite. I collect shells. So so I've had this one for years. I love connect. You know, when we were young, they said we could hold it up to the ear.
Yes, you can hear the ocean. That's right.
So this is the one thing that I have. And then also when I used to cruise on a couple of my cruises, I went to Cozumel, and I love the little sombreros. There you go.
Yes, perfect. And Cozumel.
I'm in. Okay. And so this is one, I think this is so cute, so I kept this over the years, and I think that was so cute. It's like handmade, right? So, love that. And of course, I got a big one, of course. So, but those are little things that I get when I travel. I love to get the items from wherever I go that signifies, hey, this is where I'm at. This is the place I'm at. And so that is the joy of traveling. Now, I have a question for you. All right, I got a couple of questions. And if you want to, like I said, if you're catching me live now, you can answer the question now. Or if you catch the replay, #replay, you can answer this question as well. And I hope we gave you all some great pointers. This is a good vacation mode. Okay, when you're in vacation mode, balance. Do you have balance, or is all in and go this? What type of person are you? Are you just like all in? Hey, I'm on vacation. This is what it is. Or do you say, okay, you know, I'm going in. I know I'm gonna, you know, have some fun things to eat, but I still gotta, you know, have some healthy stuff too. Are you a balanced type of person, or are you an all-in person? All right. So I want you guys to comment below and let me know. All right. And so I think when you answer these questions, I think you it kind of helps with the next time you take your vacation to go ahead and plan and make sure, you know, like I don't want to sabotage the work that I put in. You know, I want to stay on point, but I want to restrict myself so much. Okay, you still want to have fun. You still want to enjoy your workout. And then, you know, what's your go-to healthy travel snack? What's a travel snack? This is something that you know, most of the time you're going to take with you when you're on the go. No matter whether it's a road trip or no matter whether you're on the plane, what is something that you take with you to keep to your side to make sure you stay on track, you know, with your healthy habits? And that's, you know, this is bring us into the next question, you know, what type of healthy snacks do you keep with you? And this question here is this is for everybody, okay? 'Cause we all need this. What is the hardest part about staying healthy while you're traveling?
Oh, wow.
Like, what's the hardest? And you think about that, and then you work on it, okay? You think about that, and then I want you to work on that, okay? So if it's hard for you to say no when they say, bring another round of that. What they say that there?
No idea what you're talking about.
I don't really drink a lot, but if I get in the mood, I'm all in. I don't, so I'm not one to make sure I have a drink every time I go out.
Right.
I'm not that person. But if
Right.
I'm in the mood,
Right.
I'm all in.
That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, or whether it's dessert,
Oh, no,
like,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
some people love, dessert, and we know that's sugar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the hardest part for you? And however you answer that question, that's what, kind of work on that, to get better with it, right? And like I said, I want you all to, enjoy traveling. But I don't want you to get to the point where all your healthy habits just go down the drain when you travel. Be prepared and enjoy yourself, especially when you're going on a beach vacation, okay? Because, you want to be, you want to show your work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
show off your work.
Right?
Show off
Yes,
your work.
yes. Oh, give me a glass of water with lemon. And I'm going to give you this point. Like, if you want to splurge, like say you either going to splurge at your breakfast or you splurge at your dinner, right? Or you're going to have the ice cream midday, but you can't,
Yes.
don't do all day everything
Yes,
bad.
yes.
Because now you just all in. Now you just like, that's the all in indulgence. So we don't want to necessarily do that, okay? So thank you all for throwing the hearts up for me over on Facebook. Thank you. And so you don't want to go out just all in, but you do want to have a treat. Like you say, it's some places you go that specialize in certain things, like she was saying, the beignets and
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yes.
When I went to Mexico, but I would say with Mexico, it's like that food is so authentic. It's like,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
real
yeah.
deal. That's the
Yeah.
real deal Mexican food, and you can
Mhm.
taste the quality of it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was the best. When I experienced that. And then when you travel to different countries,
Mm-hmm.
of course, their cuisine is different. You know what I'm saying? So when you're eating out, it's different. And a lot of, I would say, other countries, a lot of their foods are not as processed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's better, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you get like that good,
Mhm.
authentic
Mm-hmm.
food.
No
That's really not
preservatives.
No preservatives. Sometimes you find yourself losing weight.
Yeah.
Even though you're
Yeah.
eating 3 times a day, you find yourself dropping weight
Yeah,
in some
absolutely.
areas.
Right.
Because the food is better.
Mhm.
The quality of the food is so
That's
much
right.
better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I've heard that from, quite a few of my clients, and when I have traveled, to other countries, and I've experienced their cuisine, and the flavor is different. You could actually taste
Yeah.
the quality,
Mhm.
of the food.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's made with, just natural ingredients, right?
Yes.
Ingredients that man didn't really have too many hands in. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's right.
And so
That's
that's
right.
what I teach. Trying to eat foods that's in their natural state as
Mhm.
possible.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we want to kind of, just aim to, even if when you're not vacationing.
Mhm.
I would say a majority of your foods should be in its natural state. And that kind of helps you too, because when your palate gets used to eating certain things, it's kind of, it won't sit well with you when you splurge too much. Right? Make sense?
Totally.
And so, we're gonna, bring this to a close. I hope you all enjoy this. But before we go, I always have, to say something inspirational at the end. Okay? I want you all to understand that healthy living isn't about being perfect. It's about making the best choices you can wherever you are. Okay? Whether you're at home, on the road, on a vacation, every healthy choice is a step toward becoming your best self.
All right. Nice.
Okay. And I want you all to remember that. And I pose the question for you. What's one healthy habit you're committing to on your next trip? Okay? What's one healthy habit you're committing to on your next trip? And I want you to think about that. You can share your answer in the comment section. You know, hey, it could help someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've heard from quite a few of my clients that the struggle is real. All right, so don't don't think that you're by yourself. Guess what? At the end of the day, sometimes we get to the point where we want to relax our bodies and we want to just, you know, go in and have something that we don't normally eat. That's fine, because balance is the key, right? That keeps us going. You know, and I want you to feel good about, you know, you. And I don't want you to put so much pressure on yourself, especially when you're vacationing, okay? So I hope that I have given you some information. I wanted to make sure that I touched on everything. So I'm going to give a couple of minutes. If you all have any questions that you want to comment, put in the comment section. And then we're going to close up for today. Did we hit on everything? I think we did.
All right.
I think we did.
And wear tons of sunscreen if you go to the beach.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That's
Talk about it,
important.
let's have it.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
Yes.
That's important. And everybody needs to
And
wear
and
it.
like especially
Yeah.
me, I'm bathing it.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So can you see the comments on your
Yes, I think you
phone?
want to say good morning to
Yes.
Ellen Wells
Hey, Ellen.
and Kevin Cherry.
All right. Hey, Kevin. Hey, everybody. And if, you know, when you watch the replay, if you know, comment, ask a question, of course, I'll try to, you know, definitely get to it to answer all your questions. And I want to thank, of course, my diamonds for being here with me on this beautiful,
Thank you for the invitation, as always.
beautiful Saturday morning. I hope that I have shared something with you that is going to help you. Make sure you prepare. Always be prepared. Always make a plan. You know, and sometimes you might not have anything with you, but when you get to where you're going, there are a lot of stores that you know, carry items that are, you know, healthier.
Yes.
And I have put some of those reels and posts on my page as well to let you know that when you're out and about, that you can make, you know, healthier choices, right? Because we know nowadays a lot of stuff is processed. It's not like it used to be like back in the day, right?
Right.
No, it's not.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
it's
So
not.
different now.
Yes.
And I'm not saying, you know, you can't ever eat anything, you know, that's, you know, junk food or anything like that. But, you know, we want to minimize it and, you know, add it in as a treat day or something like that. And especially when we're on the go, we're traveling, we're off our regular schedule,
Yes.
right? And so that's why I say plan. I always have a plan, you know, always, you know, make it work for you,
Yes.
of course. All right, and that's it.
Happy weekend, everybody.
Yeah, and I hope that I shared everything. I hope that I didn't forget anything that's going to help anybody. Got any questions before we go? And I touched on the exercise point. Most hotels have
Yes, they do.
gyms, right? And you don't necessarily have to, I want to say this before I go to the side. I didn't want to miss this. You don't necessarily have to work out every single day that you're on vacation now, not unless you want to. But I would say, you know, plan your workouts just like you would if you were at home. And I would say when you do your workouts on vacation, let your workouts on vacation be those smooth workouts. You know, that don't have to necessarily be no beat down type of workout. Because what you're not trying to do is, you know, trying to burn all the calories that you ate, you know, for dinner and lunch the previous day. Because that's too much. Don't be that hard on yourself. Because you gotta think, if you take in 2,000 calories, and you know how long you gotta work out to burn 2,000 calories, so don't do all that. You know, just you don't want to hurt yourself. You know, just balance out what you're eating, and have a nice, smooth, good workout. Gonna make you feel better. Gonna give you that energy to do excursions. Add excursions into your trip, especially if you do cruises or all-inclusive vacations. Excursions are great, active excursions, right? And those are great as well. So it's a lot of that, a lot of those things that I wanted to, add in there. One thing before I go. Before you go on vacation, this is the one thing I don't want you to do, and I hope that you all have followed me all the way through the end of this live, because I know everybody needs to hear this. I do not want you to, I need y'all to come on in close. I do not want you to go on a crazy diet before you go on your vacation. A month or two, you on this crash diet, 0 carbs. Don't do that to yourself, because when you get on that vacation, everything is gonna look good. Okay, you're gonna want it to eat everything. When those pounds that you lost are gonna come back to haunt you, and they're gonna come back what? Fast, and they're gonna come back double time. It's gonna be like the gremlin effect. Y'all remember the gremlins? Remember the gremlins when they ate after past midnight? It was like several of them that popped up. Yeah. Okay, that's what I call it. Right, they multiply. That's what I call it, the gremlin effect. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I had people come to me. I'm trying to get ready for the song. I'm trying to get ready for the beach vacation I got in a month. I'm like, a month? Like, no, because we know what's fast don't last. Okay. So just eat it clean, up your workouts, so I'm laughing on Instagram. It's funny, right? Like, don't do that, y'all, don't do that. Please don't do that, because you don't want to come back and you don't want to get on vacation and all you're thinking about is food because you've deprived yourself for months. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. All right, because that's not a good feeling. That's not a good feeling. Just eat regular. If you got to cut certain things out, a couple months before your trip, if you want to, slim down a little bit. But if you stay ready, you don't have to do all that to get ready, okay? So just stay ready. So that means implement those good workouts into your days. Eat clean. Balance it out. Have a cheap, meal. Once a week, twice a week, depending on your body. And go from there. But I just wanted to put that in there. I did not want to forget that. You all have an awesome, awesome day. Get up, get out, and move that body. Say what? Get up, hey, get out, hey, and move that body. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Enjoy taking care of that body, my friends. And y'all have an awesome day. Now, Instagram. Thank you all for joining in. And I hope you enjoyed the live. I am Deandra Washington. I was so glad to finally be able to do a live here on Instagram. Enjoy the day and enjoy taking care of you. All right, now I got to see how I end the live. See you all later. Bye.